Hi there, I'm Natalie Palomino, beauty pro and owner of North Authentic, a sustainable salon and boutique in Corona Del Mar, California. So recently with quarantine, I have been offering my clients a color kit delivery service so that we can get your grays touched up, at least with self-application at home. With the delivery service, you get a personalized pre-mixed color that is perfect for what you're trying to achieve. But that doesn't mean that applying it is going to come that easy to you. It can be messy, it can be difficult. So there's some tips and tricks on how to make sure your application is as successful as possible. I want to help. As much as I would love to see you and the rest of my guests in the salon, I understand that it is just not possible for us to do right now. So I want to make sure that I'm setting you guys up for success. Okay, so what you're gonna need is your bowl, your brush. You're also gonna need a timer. So for most gray coverage, or if you're just doing a root lift, it does need a process for most colors for 35 minutes. If you have very resistant gray, which I do, you're gonna want it to process maybe up to 45. If you have very resistant gray, I'm pretty sure you already know it because your hairstylist probably has you processing for a full 45 minutes as well. So once you start your color, you're gonna go ahead and use your timer. Obviously you can use your phone. I just have a timer here in the salon. Okay. You're also going to need your hair color. You do not want to use box dye. If you cannot access a hairstylist that's doing a color delivery kit, then your other option is, again, to buy your own color from someplace online. Preferably, please make sure it is a reputable supplier of the hair care product. Not Amazon. There is a huge counterfeit issue with beauty products. So, and most of these are sold on places like Amazon and eBay. So you don't really know if what you're ordering, you're actually getting the legitimate product from the supplier. It could be that it's very easy for factories to make a bottle that looks just like this. It has the logo and everything, and it's not actually the real stuff. So please don't buy your hair color and stuff like that on Amazon, but maybe see if your local beauty supply store is open. No matter what, you're going to need at least 20 volume if you are covering your gray. You always have to use 20 volume, and then you're going to want to choose your hair color. I obviously cannot give color recommendations because I can't see your hair, but know that trying to formulate on yourself, again, without experience in formulation is tough. So maybe seek out your hairstylist or someone that can give you a recommendation if they cannot deliver to you. Okay, so you're going to need your color and your developer. So I have my tray set up in a way that is exactly how I want you guys to set up your countertop at home when you're doing this hair color application. For now, once you're going to be starting your hair color process, I want you to divide your hair into 4 clean sections. Okay, so what I have done is I have parted my hair down the middle, and I have split it down to the ear, so front to back. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn around, and I will also be putting up a picture of my hair in this sectioning so you guys can remember this as well. Okay, so what you're going to be doing is you're gonna wanna start in the back, because self-application at home, when you are not experienced with self-application, it's gonna take, even if you have a friend doing it for you or a family member, it takes longer to apply than for someone, say like me. I could get a color on in 5 minutes, but for you, it might take you 30 minutes to apply your color. So what happens is while the hair is processing where you started and it's taking you 30 minutes to get up here, this is getting darker and darker and darker. So that's why I don't want you to start at your front hairline. If you're someone like me who has very resistant grays, it's not the end of the world if you do start at your hairline, because you need that extra processing time. But for everybody else, our hair is usually finer around our hairline. So the longer it sits there, the darker it gets. So for those of you who are a medium blonde or light blonde, the last thing you want to do, you guys, is start at the front, because you're going to feel very, very dark. And obviously we don't know when we can get you back in to put in your hairline highlights. So you don't feel dark in this video chat world that we're living in right now, then do not start in the front. You're going to be starting in the rear. Okay, so I want to show you the sectioning and what I'm going to be doing with my arms. I'm also wearing, guys, a long sleeve shirt because this can get very drippy and messy, and you could get it on your skin. So it's not the end of the world if we get it on our skin. You could try to remove it with a little bit of olive oil, or just like face soap will usually have it fade over time. Okay, so, but just something to protect your skin, again, protect your house and protect your clothes. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be starting in the back. Oh, another thing for you guys to have is try to have like an extra little mirror, because what you can do is you can turn around and look. Oh, hi guys. You can look and see in the mirror of your bathroom like where you are, and you can obviously get closer to your bathroom mirror and see if you've missed any spots and kind of really get in there. Okay guys, so I am going to show you why you're going to be doing this 4-section parting. So you are going to want to start by taking down a section, and I have actually pre-put in my Olaplex on my ends, even though I have my extensions out and my hair is very dark right now. So what you're going to want to do is, this is all out of my way, right? So now I'm going to be having my hair, and what I want you to do is to be very careful that we're going to have you starting at the bottom, because if you start at the top, there's a really high chance that when you go to put this color on down here, you're going to go like this, and what happens is your ends are sitting in your color. So now your blonde hair is turning dark brown or medium brown as it's sitting there. So you guys, you need very clean sections to be aware of where this is at all times, because if this is touching any hair color, then color correction, guys. Okay, so I'm going to pull all my hair up in the back. And what I want to do is to make sure, I'm just going to fold my hair in half and hold it kind of like that, so I know I'm protecting my ends. I want to take a horizontal section and drop that section, and after that I'm just going to put my hair color on like that. Okay, so that's how I'm going to be dropping each section. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and mix up my color and start applying. And of course we will have questions in a little bit. I did not pre-mix my color just because I didn't know how long I would be talking for in the beginning. So the reason when we do a hair color delivery, I tell my clients you have to apply your hair color within 10 minutes, is because once the color comes out of this tube, it starts to oxidize. Okay, so what that means is it's losing its power. Okay, so if you try to save it and put it on later, it's pretty much, you might as well just be putting conditioner on your hair. It's not going to work. So that is why you have to apply it immediately. Okay, so I did not want to leave this sitting for what's now 25 minutes since we started, so I am mixing this all now. Before you mix your color, you guys, put on your gloves, because even when you're mixing your color, you could just get some stuff on your fingers. All right, so just make sure you're always wearing gloves to do this. Not only will it stain your skin, but even though these are PPD ammonia-free color that I use, all color does have chemical in it, and it's just try to keep chemicals off your skin as much as possible, guys. Okay, so I'm stirring this. I'm going to show you how to put on the hair base. I'm forgetting things. All right, okay, so when you have the hair base or your lip balm or whatever, what have you, you're going to just take a little bit and you are just going to put it on your hairline just with your finger. And I want you to put it right in front of your hairline, but be very careful, guys, that you do not put it on your actual hair. Okay, so do not get so close that you actually are getting it in this area, because you know what's going to happen? That's not going to cover. And of course, the most important thing we're looking at right now is our own reflection, right? So what everybody's seeing in the video is our hairline. So make sure that is covered. So you're going to make sure that's covered by not getting this anywhere near your hair. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that's what you're going to do with your hairline, your lip balm, whatever it is that you have. Also, I am going to put on my towel. Okay, so if you don't have 4 hair clips at home, I mean, get 4 hair clips for sure. But if you need another hair clip, then I even grabbed, like, you could even grab like a paper clip on like that. Just make sure you have your towel kind of clipped together, because then you're going to make sure that's not going to keep falling off your shoulders. It's going to be a nightmare while you're applying your color. So get yourself organized, guys, before you start this, okay? Because nothing is worse than having half color on your head and you're like having to run and go get something else. So, okay, so now I'm ready. Towel clips up. Okay. So I am going to move my tray to a place that I can reach for it on either side, just to make my life easier here. All right, okay guys, so I am going to start with my section. Also, before you start this, brush out all your ends, guys. The last thing you want to do is try to put your comb through your brush through this and you're running into tangles. Okay, so make sure you're brushing out your hair. Okay, next I have my section. So what you want to do is start by stirring up your color, and then I'm going to go in. I don't have a mirror, so you guys are going to watch me make a mess. So you're going to just put it along your hairline. First, just outline that hairline area up to your section if you can. I want you also to go in, I can't see right now, but go ahead and pull this forward, and you're going to wipe it along the other edge, your center part. I can't see. This is why at-home hair color is not the easiest. So okay, so hair color is on. Okay, next I'm going to be taking up this section. Again, I'm going to make sure my ends are protected, and I'm going to take a small, keep your sections fine, because depending on how much gray you have or how thick your hair is, you don't want to make sure that you have transparent areas where it didn't get coverage, and that usually happens because you took too thick of a section and it did not get color on both sides of the hair strand. So then you'll end up with these big white spots everywhere. So make sure you're taking fine sections, guys. I would say no more than like 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch based on how thick your hair is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have my section. I'm going to get my color, and I'm actually going to go on both sides of this section. So I'm doing the top half of this previous section and the bottom half of this section. That's going to make my life way easier. Okay, then I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to grab my next section, pull that hair down. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of color, and I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, it's easy if you have another mirror to see how big your sections are. Trying to see where my section is. Okay, so I'm just going to keep working at my head horizontally all the way up. See, this is why I hate even doing this to myself. Oh, I do have a mirror back there. I want to make sure I got this hair here. And what I'm doing is I'm actually putting my hair forward like this just so that I can make sure I can feel where my section is. Where's my hair? As you can see, this is not ideal, guys. So what I'm doing is to make sure where my section is I'm actually pulling my hair up a little bit so I can tell on my head where that section is. Obviously, if you have a very delicate scalp, then just don't pull too hard. If my sections are not clean, it's because you guys can tell how difficult it really is to do the back by yourself, which again is why if you have a friend or family member that could help you make sure you're getting all these spots and even better. Another thing that's good to have around, guys, is in case you get any color on your gloves, is have a wet towel somewhere close by that you can wipe your gloves off before you touch your hair again. Because the last thing you want to do is, if you get color on your gloves, is go and then grab your hair again, just like this with your glove, right? You don't want to get any of this color on your hair, okay? So your ends. So the reason why you start in the back as well, guys, is not only is it going to keep getting darker wherever you start, as it's taking you a while to apply this, but also once the back has processed, you could technically wash out the back of your head, right? Because if you get in the shower and just wash out the hair in the back of your head, it doesn't have to touch the front of your head. So you can leave that processing. So if you're worried about keeping this on for too long, or it's irritating your scalp because it took you a really long time to get it on, then go ahead and just wash out the back of your head first. So that's another reason that is why it's great to, I'm going to move this over here. Another reason why it's great to start in the back, okay? Even when I'm applying color in the salon, I generally start in the back, just especially with highlights and all that kind of jazz, because once you have reached the blonde, which I want you to, I like to get the bleach off and not let it continue to process. So I will wash out your highlights in the back first while the rest are processing. My clients know this. It's obviously normally a very uncomfortable situation of me taking you to the bowl with a million foils on your head and me trying to wash out. You girls, you blondes know it. So, okay, so I'm almost to the top of my section. Here we go. Okay, so I know it's really boring to watch me apply this, but you get the idea. This is not ideal, right? Okay. So I want to make sure that I have gotten. Another thing that's really important, you guys, is if you have highlights and blonde hair, is it's hard to do it to yourself also, because your root might only be this big and then your highlights start right here. So if you're putting this on too much, you're covering up your highlights. So of course, nothing's the end of the world right now, because obviously you guys, we're in a much more serious situation, but try to be careful and keep your application coverage just to your little root area. Okay, I can't see the back, so I'm showing you guys on the top of my head. Okay, so I do need to do the other side of my back, and I'm going to try to do this very quick because you guys aren't going to want to sit here all day, and then I will show you how to apply the front. Okay, so I'm going to, you can see the back of my head. I have put color, I have outlined my section. You guys can see better than I can, so I missed some spots. I hope I didn't. Okay, so next I'm going to do the front of my hair. Okay, so I'm going to drop my section. This is very important, you guys, when you're doing the front hairline. Okay, so if your hair is fine, you're going to wait on this part, but if it's not, if it's coarse and you have resistant gray like me, oh, I need more color. On your front hairline, I want you to come up and I want you to make sure even these little babies here are in it. Again, if you have highlights really close to this area, you see how bad my gray is, you guys? Ugh. Okay, so get every hair up there. Some of us even have like baby fine hair up here. If you don't cover it, you guys, it's gonna stay gray, okay? So you're going to come in and just do that area. Okay, so again, if you have highlights here, be very careful in this area, because if you carry it down again, you're going to make like your little sideburns down here like really dark, and you're gonna cover up your highlights, okay? So once I have outlined that area, I am going to start taking horizontal sections. Again, first this part, I will do kind of like a diagonal back section. I'm doing this with my screen, you guys, so try to be as clean as possible. Okay, I have base on my skin protecting this. That's why I'm not super concerned about it right now. Everybody's saying how gray I really am. whatever. It's all wisdom. I normally use a different formula on my hairline, guys, but for sake of keeping you guys sitting here forever, I do need to mix more color. I'm just using the same formula I used on my back because, yeah. Now I'm going to be taking this section. Again, I want to be in control of my hair, and I'm starting at the bottom so that my ends can kind of hang over since I'm doing this on my own, and I can just go ahead and put this on the sides, okay? So, I don't know why I do like this. I don't know why I do that. It's like I'm putting on lipstick, but I'm not, so you don't have to make that face when you do this. We all see things we do, faces we make. Hey there, Lisa. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so again, I am taking a horizontal section and I am coloring from the top of the bottom section onto the bottom of the section before. What is that doing? That is making sure that I am getting color on both sides of that hair strand, because if I don't, then I'm going to have pockets of uncovered gray. And actually it's faster, guys, because if I wasn't doing that, then I'd have to put color, like turn it over and put it on the bottom and check out. Okay, so make sure you guys, your color is totally saturated. If it's kind of only half on, it's not gonna cover your gray. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a lot of translucent grays, which means it's gonna kind of look like a brownish white. So that's not what we want. We want our grays to be completely extinguished. Okay, so when I'm getting close to the hairline, I wanna get in close and show you guys. What I want you to do to make sure that those really stubborn grays in the front are covered is get, again, that front area, okay, and then take a very fine section. You see how fine that is? Okay, and I'm gonna make sure I'm getting both sides of that fine section as well. If you do not get into those fine sections, you guys, you can easily see gray hair still on the front hairline within a day or two, okay? So I want you to do this, especially in your recession area. See, like, did I miss a spot there? That looks a little bit dry for me, so I'm gonna go in and make sure that it is completely saturated. Okay, so not only did I do this on the front, but the part where I have the most issue, get back there, bangs. The part where I have the most issue is on this hairline area. So again, I'm going to take in color, going to get in really close, right on my hairline. I'm gonna take a very, very fine section, and I wanna make sure that I have color on the back side and the front of your section, okay? So I want you guys to do that all the way around your hairline, okay? So I'm going to drop this last section and put it on this side. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm making a mess. I'm going to outline this top part of my section, okay? I'm going to outline it. I'm gonna get this hair clip. I'm gonna hold my hair back away. Okay, so I'm going to get this section, going to outline all the way up to the top, going to make sure it is also outlined going backward. Yep, this isn't fun, guys. It's not. Oh, look at it, I got it on my end. See, this is what you got to be very careful. I have fringe, so that's why I cut myself some fringe. I think I cut it a little bit too short yesterday. This is why you don't do a bang trim at home, you guys. Okay, so I am now going to outline the front. Again, just like the other side, I'm going to come in very close. And again, I even want to get my little babies, because if I don't, then what's the point of having your grays covered right behind your hairline? You want your hairline to be covered, right? I'm coming in, getting, and the reason, again, I'm starting by outlining my front hairline is because my hair is very thick. My grays are very coarse and resistant. If you have very fine hair, then you do not need to outline the front hairline. You wait to outline it at the end of your entire application. Okay, so now outline even from underneath. Don't miss this area around the ears, guys. I've seen people who've done self application before once they come into me and the whole back of their head is white, but also even around their ears and hairline, that's also white. So just make sure you're outlining your section really clean. Okay, then get a nice horizontal section. Again, start at the, oh, my bangs, get out of there, bangs. Start at the bottom and paint up on the top. Okay, next section, make sure it's clean. So see how my ends want to flip around? I don't want them getting in my dark hair color. Well, right now for me, I don't care because I need highlights anyways. But if you have highlights already and you have blonde hair, the last thing you want is for your blonde ends to be touching this hair color. So just make sure you're holding your hair. See, that is kind of a funky section. So I'm going to go back through and make sure it's clean, because if I didn't, then this circle area would have been not covered by my hair color. It would still have the grays in it. Okay, so I'm going to come to the top of that bottom section, up to the bottom of the top section. Okay, here we go. I'm so close. I'm so close. I can taste it. Right. If your bangs are growing out right now, guys, then this will make your life easier. Because if they're short, they're gonna want to bounce back in your color. So I did a video yesterday that I'm going to post probably on Monday. I'm trying not to inundate you guys with videos, although I feel like I wanted to send out all these videos right this second because they all apply to what's happening right now. Like if your bangs are growing out or how to do these treatments at home. But I also know that you guys are like inundated with videos right now. So I'm trying not to send them all at once to you. But I did do a video on how to blow dry your grown out bangs. Hence Christina. Thanks, Christina Curtis. She sent me a picture saying, what do I do with my growing out bangs? So I did a video. I will be posting that on Monday. So the thing about gray hair and why it's wiry and resistant, I'll just tell you some of this. So our hair naturally has certain layers of cuticle on it. The cuticle is kind of like a protective fence around your house. So it keeps bad things from getting inside of it. So a cuticle keeps from bad things from getting inside of your hair, because inside of your hair are proteins and all these like just yummy ingredients that give your hair its strength and pretty much make it up. Okay, so all the good stuff's in the middle. So we want the fence to be a good fence and not a fence that is wide open and invites people in to come and take all of your things and all of the good stuff that you've worked so hard for. Okay, so that's the cuticle. Fine hair naturally has about 6 to 9 layers of cuticle total. Thicker hair, or sorry, 6 to 9, I'm lying, 3 to 5 layers of cuticle total. Okay, thicker hair, coarser hair like mine can have up to 9 to 12 layers of cuticle. Gray hair has 23 layers of cuticle. So that's why it is wiry. That's why it's like, and it's why it can be very resistant and hard to get in there and get the color to change, is because it has so many layers of cuticle. So the reason we need to use 20 volume and the reason we need to make sure it's applied on both sides is because that hair is so thick and wiry with all that cuticle that it takes some time, and maybe let it process for 45 minutes, is it takes some time to be able to lift up all those layers of cuticle enough to get in there and change the structure of the hair. The need a color delivery kit to you and you're in the Orange County area, go ahead and email me at natalie@shopnorthauthentic.com. We also have all of these items for sale at www.shopnorthauthentic.com. If you think this would help a friend, family member, or even a neighbor, then please share this with them and tell them to follow me, Natalie Palomino, Beauty Pro, where you get ongoing tips and tricks on how to get your hair in the condition and health that you always wanted.